Take a look at our AT&T Crew Chief Challenge. Which chaser will get their first Martinsville Cup win today? Will it be A, Greg Biffle, B, Carl Edwards, C, Clint Boyer, or D, Kyle Busch? To play, text the word crew to 191 on your AT&T wireless phone and send in your answer. The results will be shown later in today's race. Remember, standard text rates will apply. That is, if any of those guys can beat this 48 car, which is really closing in on Jamie McMurray.
Yeah, they got their work cut out if they're going to handle that 48 car today. Obviously, a lot of racing to go, just under 350 laps. But Jimmy Johnson has established himself once again as the man to beat here.
They're also catching lap traffic up ahead, slower cars that they're going to be putting a lap down.
Nice job by Jamie McMurray to stay out front here, though. Doing a really solid job with tires a little bit older than what Jimmy Johnson has.
You know, just give Jimmy Johnson the spot. Good heads up, smart racing.
Yeah.
Word is, by the way, that the 26 car for McMurray will have a different crew chief in 2009. Let's take a look at our Ford up to speed, starting out with Mike Massaro.
Doc, with just 5 races remaining, it's hard not to look at the big picture with the 48 team. Talking with Chad Knaus this morning, I asked him about the 69-point advantage they had and how it might affect the way they race going forward. He said, we're not going to change a thing. We need to go after maximum points. He said, we learned a very valuable lesson back in 2004. He said, that year, we lost the championship by 8 points. He said, looking back, I can tell you 50 ways we could have gained 10 points. Because of that, they're going after every point they possibly can today, and certainly going for the win. Jamie?
What a great week it's been for Jamie McMurray, sitting second right now, coming off his best finish of the year at Charlotte. Then on Monday, he raised $110,000 in the Jamie McMurray Foundation Golf Tournament, of course, for autism. And now here he runs second after spinning and starting 20th. It's been a good charge. He thought he had a bag on the cover. The temperatures were going up, but so far so good. Dave?
Jamie Tony Stewart took on 2 tires that last time. Has driven from 7th up to 3rd on this run. And probably not surprised his car is so good, but his crew chief might be. Greg Zipadelli told me this morning, we struggled all day yesterday. Our car was only okay at 1 point during the practice. I guess they started tuning from the right point, Jamie.
And they were tuning in the right direction for the 24 car as well. Jeff Gordon says he's pretty happy with the car. Last pit stop, lap 116, they put some wedge in, a track bar adjustment. And Jeff said, if we have a little more bite, will be money. Mike?
Clint Boyer's been pretty consistent with the way he's described his car. He's been saying it's been tight, tight, tight. Can't get off the corner low. Carl Edwards, on the other hand, he's been pretty satisfied with his race car. He's been coached by his crew chief, Bob Osborne, throughout the course of the race, just telling him, just take it easy, be very patient. Your lap times are every bit as good as the leader.
Coming off his worst chase finish last weekend at Martinsville Speedway, 36. He's been battling tight conditions with this car all race long. He says right now the car skates the nose of the car through the center, but he was definitely looking to Martinsville here for a solid finish. He's led the most laps in 2 of the last 3 races. Tony Eury Jr. told me this could be a race that we could win. Jamie?
Martin Truex Jr. behind him. This isn't a track he typically likes, but he said this is the best car he's ever had here. Very happy with it in practice, 8th and 9th on the board, but they pointed out on the lap tracker they had the fastest average, and we have caution, guys.
Trouble on the racetrack, the 18 in the wall. Kyle Busch, the 77. Sam Hornish also up there. The 70 stopped. Tony Raines behind the 18.
It was really kind of weird. The 18 car was up against the wall, and then all of a sudden you see 2 other cars get up against the wall right behind him in kind of separate incidents.
Right side damage. You see the right front tire down on Kyle Busch's car.
The likely culprit there would be a melted bead.
It's also
same
down
thing
on
happened
the
to 77.
77, all 3 of them.
I think this happened in the same lap with about 3 cars.
Yeah, Kyle was running in 15th position, and not far behind him, Sam Hornish and the 70 of Tony Raines.
You see the 70 car also.
Tires blown right there.
That is 3 right front tires that went down at the exact same time. Pits are closed, but these cars will probably come down pit road regardless. The penalty for pitting when the pit road is closed is starting at the end of the longest line. Okay, there goes Kyle Busch's tire. He goes up against the wall, and he sits there for quite a while. I mean, it was a few seconds. Then behind him, you'll see some other car. Here comes the 70 car. And then right behind him is the 77, Sam Hornish. It was
That's a pretty strange deal. I don't know that we've ever seen anything exactly like that happen, but don't know if there was something on the racetrack that all of these guys might have run over, or if it's just a coincidence that it happened. See Kyle Busch going to his pit.
The brakes just make so much heat here that it's actually the tires become the kind of the weak link, because it can only take so much temperature at that bead area right at the wheel.
They are going to hold the 18 car, we are being told by NASCAR, 2 laps for intentionally bringing out the caution flag. You cannot stop on the racetrack. See the official standing in front of the car with a hand up. NASCAR says if you have a problem, you can get to pit road. They want you to get there. Here are the leaders on the pit road. Let's check in with Jamie.
And Jamie McMurray was following the lead of the 48. He said he's just a bit loose. He put one round in that front brake, and it made it better. Air pressure adjustment, 4 tires for the 26. Dave?
And guys, the 20 car is going to take on 4 tires. Just an air pressure adjustment right now. Needs a little bit more forward bite on that car. Mike?
Jimmy Johnson saying he's a little bit loose, but otherwise not too bad. He's a little concerned, however, he might be overusing the brake getting into the corner. They'll make a 4-tire change, also a wedge and track bar adjustment on the 48 car.
Johnson, Gordon, McMurray, Edwards. Take Edwards up a spot. Stewart back 1.
Rudeman up 11 spots. Vickers up 13 spots.
16 cars stayed on the racetrack, by the way. Greg Biffle being shown as the leader. Now, let's go over the wall with front tire carrier Adam Mosier out of Iowa for the 41 car.
Tire right in front of me. Oh, go. Watch my take off 5 on the right side. Tire on. 5 off. Run around. Off the left side. Go.
Tight quarters, quick action on pit road for the 41 car of Reed Sorensen. Jimmy Johnson, how good has he been? 4 wins at Martinsville Speedway 3 times in the last 4 trips. He certainly here on Sunday afternoons has been the last man standing.